finished my print Bible readings for tonight. I don't do them on Saturday nights because Sunday is church day, so people can fulfill their Bible reading needs in church or in a church televised program, which you can find a little more easily on a Sunday on a radio station or a television or online, and or by rereading some of my Bible readings. I guess that would mean I'm sort of taking the Sabbath from Saturday evening until Sunday evening. But what I was just thinking about constantly is, would I let a pagan in my house? No. Because that is dark, and they are too, not, from everything I've studied, actually people. They're rerunning the lives of someone else. They're back, possibly killing some of my cousins by inflicting themselves upon them as they're showing up back at their time to rerun them now, to rerun the dead. How I know I had people from now back at me, and I got through, but there were times they didn't care. I mean, when you're feeling like suicidal, even people now, that's somebody at you, either feeling it themselves or knowingly trying to make you have despair. Still not what I was getting at. The wolf. Now, this is the time of Revelations, and I've explained how Luke, whichever Luke passage I had read the other night, sort of came through around the time I had my child, and I compared the parallels, at least in my life, where I'm understanding it, and I'm reading it now for a reason. I've read Bible passages, I've studied the Bible, I've read whole sections, and worked on all, other languages and other Bible passages and other Bible meanings and other religions' Bible meanings, and now I'm doing the lectionary so carefully, and it is very relevant. But the wolf, she-wolf, I know I was put to that. And if God at this time is showing us and showing our spirits, carefully watching with those of us especially who have really worked to speak with Him in heaven, in our eternity, and showing us how it would be if we were put to a beast. And a wolf is a beast of God. I mean, it is completely alone, listening, working with its pack, working with its family, trying not to injure anybody. That it needs food. But I mean, the wolf was shot. She had a transformer around her neck, which if I was put to that wolf by God or by man, and the wolf had a transformer around her neck, a tracking transformer, would that not possibly cause me to be forced to be tied to somebody's voice who has a computer, who can track me also at my body and control my spirit up to God and down through to the beast or to the explanation of something? But the Nazism and communism, the son of man, and I couldn't get free of it till lately. And maybe your husband has to start spending time with the wife of whoever's doing it to you, but this is just, I'm free of it. I mean, I haven't got a Nazi overthought in my head anymore, and I just couldn't get rid of them before, and I thought I was just being fair and waiting to see what it was. But I mean, for years, I know it's wrong, and it was just like there was some voice over in my head telling me, well, no, how can you separate that from your own reality, and without thinking that you're just being just or fair because you're so used to listening to God where you can't really hear Him and just assume or are made to assume, or somebody indicates with the subliminal that that's part of what you're hearing is God and the prophets and the angels and the archangels. But the other thing was when they showed her, and maybe she didn't get shot, maybe it was just to explain it away or remove her, because animals can be removed too, or maybe it's why some people bleed a little bit more at certain points in their life after they've been beasted, to explain that. But she was there. Wolves are there for God. I mean, it's completely preying. It's completely looking upon another animal. It's completely eating food that's already been killed and left by the roadside. It's completely nipping at the bodies of their children and the wolves in their pack. Because wherever else their spirit is, or at least there's something plaguing the spirit. And wolves understand that. Which is what the caning sometimes was in those videos from, Iraq. They weren't caning and hitting the body. They were hitting the air around the body. And it's a dangerous thing to do, unless you're trained to do it and are doing it. It's not something a family would do naturally. But, walking through tight spaces and just doing certain kinds of exercises and things carefully, these are the things. But what I was coming to say was, would not that transformer possibly have, if I was connected to God and the wolf and somebody was aware of it, by connecting themselves to me? And I know this was part of our learning, but and if somebody had me connected to a body somewhere with a transmitter or a hologram of me, these are just things that I feel like I should stop because I feel like I've done enough. But then I'll start working on something, and they say now I've got my mother coloring and working on projects for Christmas with a goal, with a purpose, and now I see they're putting out coloring books for adults. And I have always colored my whole life. It's just my mother also said it's relaxing and it gives you time to think and I guess pray and come away from the fettering of the world. And anyone who's going to sit at you and have you color instead of making you go look for keys or whatever else it is that they are trying to get someone to bring to them miraculously, well, they might get tired of you eventually. But it is calming and soothing and the perfect time for a prayer.